hackers could actually perpetrate a theft of this size?
It's possible, but I'll tell you what makes a lot of people suspicious. They're claiming that 420,000 computers were hacked over a period of 18 months, and somebody actually did the math, and it only works out to about 3 usernames and passwords stolen per site over that period of time. I'd have to double check those numbers, but theoretically it's possible over a period of time that this could happen. So this story, it is highlighting something that is very real, and I think in the long term something good that's going to come out of this story is people are going to start shying away from using passwords alone to protect their online data. So I can see that, but in the short term, I just see it as an overhyped scam, and people are rushing to pay $100 for a security product that they don't need. I think in their panic, people are going out and changing passwords right now when they don't have to, and that's my main objection.
Why do you think, Corey, that mainstream media or even the fringe media is not covering the angle that this is all a hoax?
People are starting to, but I guess the names behind this story hold so much weight that it gives even the skeptics pause. When I first read the article, something that made me immediately suspicious is their claim that this group named Cybervore was carrying out these attacks. And outside of Anonymous and LulzSec, you really don't see a lot of hacking groups that aren't tied to organized crime, organize in that way and carry out an attack as a group. Hacking is kind of bipolar. You have a lot of individual attacks, and there's actually a psychological profile of this type of person. And they're very ego-driven, and that kind of person can be a hacker. And then you have these nameless entities that are tied to organized crime, but to have a named organization carrying this out, it seemed immediately suspicious. But when I saw somebody like Brian Krebs throw their weight behind this story, I thought, well, you know, if he says it's true, there must be something to this. But then I discovered something shocking. Brian Krebs is actually on the board of advisors of Hold Security. So this person who everybody trusts, I still think of him as a trustworthy person on almost anything besides this. He's intimately tied to this company. So there you go.
I'm just still trying to understand why all these pieces aren't being blasted out there by mainstream media, because if you've been able to put these pieces together and it's looking more and more like a hoax and a fraud, this company should be held responsible for these accusations, as well as investigated by the government officials for using these scare tactics in order to create business for themselves.
And I think they will. There are some smaller presses and medium presses that are already casting doubt on these stories, but one big one is the UK's Guardian. They're already casting doubt on this story, and the Guardian actually used some very good sources. They have quotes from somebody from Kaspersky. They have quotes from somebody from Symantec, who, both companies produce major antivirus and security software. And these spokespeople are saying that the basic idea of the threat could be real, but the details that this company is touting are very suspicious. They don't think that that number of credentials could be stolen over that period of time by that few people. And let's see, another item that's suspicious. they're saying that Cybervore was 11 to 30 individuals. That number seems really arbitrary. Is it 11 or is it 30? It seems like a pretty big difference. And where did they get this number? So there are major presses like The Guardian that are starting to expose this, and over the next few days, I think we might see more of it. We might even see retractions. We'll see.
Corey Kay is our guest. www.exonetechzone.com is the website. And I'm just reading an article here. Cybersecurity experts take Russian hacking scare with a pinch of salt. And this was 13 hours ago. Security researchers have expressed concern over the claim that more than 4.5 billion user credentials, including 1.2 billion unique usernames and passwords, have been amassed by a Russian cyber criminal gang. Security researchers from Kirpasky, Sematic, and the University College London have questioned the news reported on Tuesday that private security firm Hold Security had identified a Russian cyber criminal gang called Cybervore, which had amassed a database of more than 4.5 billion stolen records, including 1.2 billion unique users' name and passwords belonging to 500 million email addresses. Cybersecurity experts are concerned that Hold Security has not yet made the data public or available for confirmation by users. And here's a quote: "We've had very little concrete information released," said David M., senior researcher with the security firm Kaspersky, talking to The Guardian. So, there you go, Corey. The walls of Jericho are starting to tumble, my friend.
That's right.
So, being in the industry yourself, how does this make firms like Hold? Does it take away from any credibility that they had?
It takes away a lot. I know that some news outlets have highlighted the fact that Hold Security was instrumental in highlighting the Adobe breach that happened earlier in the year. So in some areas, this company has been reputable. They're not completely fraudulent, but it's very curious that in February, they similarly claimed on their very own website that 360 million stolen credentials happened, and they also used that number 1.2 billion email accounts in a February news release on their website. So it's almost like they're telling the truth about half of the time. And I know one news outlet really highlighted their role in that Adobe revelation, but the source that they were using wasn't some independent source. They were still using Hold Security's own press release and news portion of their website. All
right, Corey, stand by. We've got to take a news break. Exonation Corey Kay is our guest, www.exonetechzone.com. I'm Rob McConnell. This is the Exxon. We'll be back on the other side of the news. Don't go away. My name is Rob McConnell, and I would like to tell you about a very special lady that I have the pleasure of knowing, and that's Miss Sylvia Anthony. Sylvia Anthony believes the golden years are a time to gear up and get busy, not relax and take it easy. She has faced many hardships in her 84 years, but they have made her stronger and more determined. As founder and president of Sylvia's Haven, a shelter for women and their children near Boston, Sylvia has helped transform over 1,086 lives in the past 27 years, not only with housing, but also providing direction as to where they can go to develop the earning skills they want and need to live free from difficult domestic situations. Sylvia's Haven is everything to Sylvia Anthony, even calling it her magnificent obsession. Women who qualify for the program at Sylvia's Haven receive assistance via guidance counselors to find the appropriate job opportunity. Women and their children may remain at the housing for up to 2 years. At the end of this time, or sooner, a woman who is successfully employed and has an apartment or home may leave Sylvia's Haven to begin a new and independent life. Now this is where you come in to help make Sylvia's dream into a reality. Sylvia's dream is to have a Sylvia's Haven in every state to help as many women and their children as she can, and to help this dream come true. A crowdfunding site has been established which can be accessed at www.sylviasdream.org. Now that's www.sylviasdream.org. With your financial help and support, Sylvia Anthony will continue to help those in their time of need, not only in the Boston area, but with her dream of having a Sylvia's Haven in every state of the United States. Your help is needed to make Sylvia's dream come true. Please visit and give at www.sylviasdream.org. Once again, www.sylviasdream.org. And remember, the only difference between a dream and reality is just doing it. We need your help to make Sylvia's dream come true. Visit www.sylviasdream.org. Once again, www.sylviasdream.org. For the X Zone Radio TV show and the X Chronicles newspaper, I am Rob McConnell.
This is the X Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Welcome back, everyone. Corey K is our special guest, www.xzonetechzone.com. Corey, you and I are talking about that 1.2 billion username and passwords that Russian cyber criminals were alleged to have stolen. But as we see, and thanks to your investigative prowess, you've been able to chip past the story that we're all seeing and finding out several interesting things behind the scenes. First of all, Corey, always great having you on the show. But tell me, Corey, what else have you seen, or as a person who's in the field, where do you see things going? Are we going to be able to tighten up our security? Is this the scare that we should have taken seriously a long time ago, or is this just going to make us complacent?
On one hand, this is a nice jolt. I think it's going to put people on high alert. I hope that it will encourage companies to make the needed investments to beef up their cybersecurity. I think a lot of companies are actually operating on security models that are 10 or 15 years old, and it's time to upgrade, especially companies that handle a high volume of personal credit card transactions. So I hope it is a warning sign. I hope it will push more companies to adopt what's called two-factor authentication, which involves using something like a password and then something else like a fingerprint eye scan or something else, some sort of token. Actually, I like that idea even better. I know RFID is controversial, but maybe an RFID key fob can be that second factor. It's a little more difficult to counterfeit that sort of thing. But on the other hand, if we have too many overblown stories like this, and I think over the next several days and weeks, more holes are going to be punched into this story, it is going to make people more skeptical. Right now, at least in the U.S. that I know of, people are very skeptical of their own political parties, and people have just been fed a lot of hoo-ha over the years. Lying has almost become institutionalized, and it makes people very distrustful of everything. And a story like this, it's not going to help.
We're talking about the increase in security. You're going to have companies who are going to want to increase their online security. You're going to have the consumers who want to